bring the non The engineer Rena Amin has told you that they are working on an MOU between the departments, but we don't know what that MOU is. Does it allow minor projects to be done in a shorter timeline and cheaper cost? How can these projects be completed at a reasonable time if the park department will soon be left without an asset management team? You must restore the asset management position. We are glad the department will sign an agreement to streamline the repair process. We ask for the MOU to include three things: direct access to a deputized engineer for project approval, permission for Parks and Rec to work on repair costing up to $5 million, and a process for park departments to put out the bids for more repairs. These elements will determine the effectiveness of the MOU.
Good afternoon, City Council members. My name is Gabrielle Gift. I'm going into my junior year at Patrick Henry High School, and I'm a resident of District 9. I first began advocacy when I was around 13 years old in the 7th grade. This is the same project I've been working on since that time period. This project has yet to be done. And the current timeline would be, by the time I am in my senior year, or even a freshman in college, that the project will be began. Is this acceptable to you? This is a whole lifetime. I haven't been able to go to this park since I was a child, because it was already not up to date, not up to code. And it's still like that for the children today. This is generations where this has been happening. It still has yet to be repaired. It is play structures that we are asking to be repaired. Currently, we have other projects that are building, that are halting many of our businesses and our community trusts. Continuing to take this long on the project shows something. Underserved communities continue to be underserved. Is this really something you want for the youth and for our future? To not have parks, something that are essential to children. It's a key part of our development, and it's something that is not given to our communities. And I think it's something that should be a part, because it builds motor skills and much more. It's something that every kid should have. But when these playgrounds are not up to date, or are not kept up to code, these skills are lost. And we are seeing it right now in our education system. We are asking for the possibility of this to be changed. If we are given a deputized senior engineer, we are able to not only streamline our own parks, but parks for other youth in all regions. There are so many parks that are not kept up to date in San Diego. It shouldn't be this way.
Hi, I'm a senior at Hoover's High School, and I graduate tomorrow, so happy graduation. Just to reiterate, I have been doing this for 2 years, and by the time I leave, I will see a little success in it. And when I go to Hemwood Park, I go to the bathroom, there will be still no legs. The stall will still be too big, and you can see like my feet under it. And yeah, I don't know if you see this as a long time. It is to me. And while we're waiting, a lot of other parks is also waiting. And I think we deserve better. We deserve a place. We deserve where communities go together. And I'm just speaking your ears off now, but that is what speed up the process, try to make it cost less, and try to help our youth. Thank you.
Good evening, council members. My name is Victor Ponce. I will be reading a comment from our youth council member, Derek, who couldn't be here today. So good evening, city council and community members. My name is Derek, and I am a junior at Del Norte High. I have visited and spent countless hours in Centennial Parks and recreation spaces, and have seen valuable areas like Emerald Park are to the community. I've seen families gathering together, kids playing soccer, basketball, tennis, and classmates spending time relaxing together after school. Parks are truly integral to communities, to bridge connections between individuals and foster a sense of community, especially for a youth like us. More than just parks, recreation centers and libraries offer the same community benefits to even more people. I myself go to libraries to study, and last summer I even volunteered at my local library because I felt that these community spaces deserve more attention and care. That is why I ask you to continue to provide funding for parks, libraries, and recreation centers, including maintenance staff and park rangers who help keep these spaces safe and operational, because we seen how dangerous and how hostile neglected parks can become. I also support funding and deputize city engineers to allow for quicker repair and involvement projects so that San Diego does not need to wait years for park equity. On my behalf, as you've heard from our youth, they've been at this has been allocated, but it shouldn't take this long, right? I have folks that are pretty soon about to graduate college. They're gonna go to their senior year, and we've still been at this. For them to be able to like come back to San Diego and ask for the progress, like what it's like, and we still have nothing. Not even like the shovel in the ground. I think it's disappointing. I think we want to see this fixed. I think it's not only for our community, right? It's benefit everybody within the city. I know there's parks all over that we want to see built quicker and faster. We saw during the presentation, 30-point-something million goes to Parks and Rec through CIPs. We believe that we have a solution to help reduce that, so we want to see it fixed. Thank you all for your time. That will be it.
Thank you very much, Melissa Hernandez. Melissa, you have time ceded to you by Monica Hill. If you can please raise your hand, Monica. Thank you. And then
that we work with daily, got them out here so that you guys can see why these programs did. And Todd, I see you. You know what I'm saying? You did the right thing by putting the money back. But now I need for everybody to do what. I already got too much. We're seen as. On birthday, so you need to give the picture. These are all the programs that generate revenue and bring in funding to our city nonstop. Like it's part of your guys' the city's own strategic plan to make this a cultural destination. What kind of a cultural destination are we going to be with no culture, with no programming, with no art? On top of that, like Mimi said, and I. And not only are going to contestants to settle, you know, in your office, that made all the difference. And if it wasn't for me working to our other coworker, Mr. Ricky Weaver, who's not here today, I'm going to finish. He was able to support us with security for this. I'm going to finish.
there's somebody else that would like to see your time.
Okay. Yeah, somebody want to see
Raise your hand.
I'm going to take a minute. You're
Thank you.
taking time for talking to me. But I want to make a good point here is that we're all intertwined and connected, all of us. But we come from the two most underserved communities, District 8 and District 4, historically marginalized communities that exist because of systems of redlining. And what all of this is, I'll say it again, it's a form of cultural genocide. And when you talk about taking away culture, that's truly a form of cultural genocide. So let's just think about that right now with everything else going on in the world. San Diego has the opportunity here to make an example, but not out of the residents, out of the citizens, make an example for other cities to follow. We don't have to keep doing this to our communities. At some point in time, we're not going to exist anymore. Is that the goal? I think not. So we just need to just do a better job at working together and dismantle these systems that are broken, that are not successful. Thank you.
I'm doing well.
Nicole Lilly, if you can please come to the microphone. After Nicola will be Kevin Benno, Travis Bashard, Susan Griffin, and Linnell Brown.
That's our whole team now. Over here putting the men together.
Sorry to interrupt, Layla.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That's our ally.
Hello, my name is Nicole Lilly. I'm a renter and resident of District 3 and the executive director of Our Time to Act. I'm here again today because despite the outpouring of community over the past month, the mayor has still not deigned to listen to his constituents, and now the ball is in your court. You've been told, and some of you have said yourselves, that the budget is a moral document. It is literally putting the money where your morals are. The decision you have now ahead of you is deciding what you believe your communities deserve. Do we deserve to be surveilled and over-policed? Or do we deserve instead to thrive with the partnership of OCYS and protection of well-funded libraries, parks, shelters, and stormwater infrastructure? It is not enough to pay us lip service. We deserve real dollars invested in a better future for all San Diegans. Will you do the work to divest from fluff and invest in thriving communities? That work, our future, is in your hands, and we will be watching. Thank you.
Kevin Mena.
Good evening, council members. I just wanted to say that as someone who's part of a youth-led nonprofit, Our Time to Act.
Name is Gloria. You claim that you're a priority for San Diego. If public safety is really eliminate or cut arts, recreation, literary services, these are the vital elements of our social infrastructure, that which connects us to one another in all of our communities with empathy and care for one another. Please reconsider your significant proposed increases for law enforcement, including the flock system. I ask you to reallocate some of those increases toward the protective services that help.
Today, we thank, we will continue to show up, speak out, and fight for it. We support the Office of Child and Youth Success because of arts, recreation, and hope for young people to provide services, programs, and hope to the people who depend on them the most. We ask that you continue standing with us.
Comment. Layla?
Appreciate it. Something historic happened. Since the police department has been keeping reports since 2003, the Mountain View neighborhood, which has in that time 20 more homicides than any other neighborhood, has had 2 convictions. It's an evidence-based best practice. We all know, and I know.
CIA.
That's me.
Have your time over here. I'll make you.
We're into the justice system struggle with issues like substance abuse, trauma, mental health challenges, homelessness, or a lack of employment opportunity. Investing more city funding into the rehabilitation program, counseling, job training, and youth services can help prevent crime before it happens instead of only responding after harm has occurred. Rehabilitation reduces repeat offenders and lower long-term costs. Studies have shown that people who receive effective rehabilitation services are less likely to reoffend compared to those who only experience incarceration.
The youth center, but I still got a problem with the city treasurer. Keep letting y'all overspend on the budget, and then y'all keep taking away from the youth. Okay. We're supposed to live for the kids, and then first thing y'all do is take away from the kids. That's people. Take from them. I mean, we get free money every year now for taxes for marijuana dispensaries.
I work in Mountain View and Stockton. I am very grateful, but it's kind of shaky. So we will be back when we get to thank you guys for it and to show you the programs that we have already put through and the kids that we have already succeeded, we've already succeeded in helping. We want to go further, but we also need the focus to life because it doesn't make sense.
The kids are what matters. My kids, city.
Or no? Oh, okay, sorry. Courtney, please. Martindale, please come up to the yellow reserve seat. Becky Goodman and PCA and Children First Career. Community engagement.
City necessities are police, fire, and infrastructure. These are police, fire, and infrastructure. Discretionary spending includes libraries, parks, and cultural institutions. Welfare is charity. Thank you.
Lori Saldana. I know you have some images to project, so staff will get those up. And then you can proceed. And then you can proceed with it.
Thank you. As many things.
Fellow council members, I'm worried really unsustainable burden on taxpayers with a very poor ROI. Or will we invest in inclusion, education, healthcare, housing, parks, libraries, arts, and
City Council, thanks for being here this evening. I was downstairs screaming on the the other reason I don't see single council district funding supports veterans organizations, active duty military organizations, centers for at-risk youth. The largest, that's what the city money supports. Available in the budget.
With the fact that I am here again tonight, that we as a city are here again tonight, that we as a city, a portion of TOT funds are supposed to go to arts and cultural institutions because they are a large part of the reason why those funds even exist as a source of revenue to the city. According to the most recent Arts and Economic Prosperity Study by the Americans for the Arts, in the city of San Diego, nonprofit arts and cultural institutions are responsible for generating nearly $35 million in local tax revenue based on expenditures paid by our organizations and our attendees. So that's number one. My second point is that the reinvestment of those TOT funds to arts and cultural organizations go toward providing free programming to our most vulnerable and underserved populations. So removing this funding source from these organizations is akin to removing it from veterans and military families, from incarcerated youth, from low-income children in schools, from our unhoused neighbors, and from our friends who live with mental health issues, isolation, and social and developmental disorders. Arts and culture is preventative medicine for society. Reinvesting TOT funds in the arts and culture organizations which offer free programs for vulnerable populations saves in policing costs, saves in emergency room visits, and saves lives. Art is health, culture is healing, creativity is hope. I urge you to review the research on the economic and social impact of the nonprofit arts and culture sector and make the right choice for your city, for your neighbors, and for your families. Thank you.
Christina Martinez. If I can have Bob Lehman, Peter Kaminsky, Jessica Hansen, York, Michael Warburg, Bennett, Tonin Bennett, or last name Bennett, Ben Paul, and Karina Pugh. Please come up to the yellow reserve seat. Please proceed.
Good evening, I'm Christine Martinez from Arts and Culture San Diego. As you can probably tell from the snaps in the hands, we had hundreds of people at a rally downstairs earlier today. Can you all raise your hands? We're asking what we've asked for this entire budget season. We understand what you're going through with the budget deficit. We are simply asking to remain flat, which I know is difficult.
Bob Lehman.
Mayor, Council, investment in infrastructure. This supports nearly 200 nonprofit arts and cultural investment in infrastructure. This supports nearly 200 nonprofit arts and cultural organizations. And let's be honest, what is being labeled as non-essential something extra.
Us this evening, and thank you to many of you for speaking up for arts and culture and the restoration of our funding in your budget memos. I am here to implore you for a full restoration of arts funding. I'm the executive director of Minga International Museum. We file a very long report as a sector. We are driving tourism, helping to raise the very dollars that you turn around and fund us, with. We are serving this city with. We are serving this city in every single council district, in every box. You have a whole sector of arts and culture organizations. You have a whole sector of arts and culture organizations here, partner across sectors, with healthcare, with social services, with healthcare, with social service, with cutting funding will set us back, and it will impact almost everyone in this city. We implore you. Michael?
There's still something out of whack when it comes to choices being made on the spending. $9 million for decarbonization, which is basically replacing gas appliances in city buildings for electric ones. If they're not at the end of the service, If they're not at the end of the service life, don't replace them. Right? There are things that we can do, time and talent, to make that event special. If those folks If those folks aren't there, you have an overpriced hot dog and a Ferris wheel. So ultimately, if the city's not showing up.
Bennett, or David? My apologies. So that's just 2 minutes.
Yep.
Thank you. 2 minutes.
Yep.